Hello, everybody. I am back with a question for DevOps and SRE for practice purposes. Before I start, let me put this slideshow mode so you can see it better. So as you might have seen from other videos, what I did is I went through many LinkedIn job descriptions and figured out what keywords are coming up more and more often. Turns out, so here's the list, and you should go to the list for your preparation for interviews. The ones at the top are much more important than the ones at the bottom. So cloud and CI/CD and performance monitoring is more important than Docker and containers and system design. However, I do think some of these topics here are underrepresented, like Terraform and Kubernetes. Those are quote unquote hot topics that people ask all the time now. So I'm not sure why they ended up on number 11 or number 14 like that, or number 11, number 12. But in my opinion, those are more important than the data shows. So today's topic is Terraform. We're going to go ahead and get started with the question. The question is, how does Terraform handle provisioning resources in parallel? And what should you be cautious about when using this feature? So what the interview is asking is really about your knowledge of how Terraform, if when you're provisioning, let's say 100 resources, like 10 EC2s, 1 VPC, 5 RDSs, what have you, right? If it's provisioning multiple resources, how does it handle that, right? That's the essence of these questions. Before I get to the answer, just a reminder that Floyd Spencer is my career advisor, floydspencer.com. He is giving away 1 hour free session to anybody who's in the job market. Please take advantage of that. And I don't get any financial benefit out of it. It's just because he's so passionate about it that I share that. Okay, so first of all, you have to know that by default, when Terraform is provisioning a bunch of resources in the cloud, like AWS, GCP, Azure, whatever, right? It's doing it in parallel. It's not going in sequence. What it does, it creates a graph, right? It creates a graph of all the resources it's going to do and modify. However, so if there are inherent explicit dependencies that Terraform already knows about, it's going to try its best to create the ones that come first, do them first, and the ones that come later, do them later. But there is no guarantee of this, which is why it's a problem, because while it gives you higher performance, you create resources much faster, you can run into a race condition. So let's say that you are creating a subnet and you're also creating an EC2 instance that lives in that subnet. If the subnet is not done creating, by the time the EC2 starts to get created, you're going to run into a problem where the EC2 is not going to get created. You're going to get an error and the Terraform apply will fail, right? So this is a problem you need to be aware of. And in cases where you know that one resource should be coming after another resource, let's say resource B should come after resource A, in the configuration for resource B, you should put a depends on clause for resource A. That way, resource B will not even get started to get created until resource A is completely done and created. That's the only thing you have to be careful about, given that the default behavior is doing things in parallel. I hope you found this useful. If you have questions, you can find me on LinkedIn based on my name. And if you find it useful, please subscribe and I will see you in the next one.